Okay, let me ask you this. Have you ever woken up feeling just completely exhausted? Even after what felt like a full night's sleep, your heart's maybe already racing a bit, or you just feel like something is fundamentally wrong before the day even gets going?
Oh, absolutely. That rushed morning feeling.
Exactly. That constant rush, the scramble, it's full of pressure. So many of us know that feeling. But, and here's the good news, your mornings really can be different. So today we're going to take a deep dive into this really beautiful yet remarkably simple story. It's about a woman named Senna, and our insights are drawn from a wonderful piece called Senna's Serene Mornings: Habits for a Peaceful Life. Our mission here is to explore her journey and, through her story, hopefully help you uncover some powerful morning habits, things that can dramatically reduce your own anxiety and stress.
Yeah.
Helping you start your day with a totally different kind of energy.
It's just so easy for mornings to kind of spiral out of control in today's world, isn't it? And Senna's initial experience, well, it perfectly illustrates those struggles that, honestly, a lot of us face. What's really compelling, I think, about her story is how just a few simple, intentional changes.
Yeah.
They didn't just tweak her mornings.
Right.
They created these profound shifts that rippled through her whole life.
Yeah.
It really shows how transformation, even a big one, often starts with these small, deliberate steps.
Okay, so let's meet Senna. She's a 26-year-old designer living in a small, peaceful town. Sounds nice, right?
Mm-hmm. Idyllic, almost.
But despite those serene surroundings, Senna's internal world was anything but calm. Every morning, she woke up feeling nervous, her thoughts racing, chest tight.
That physical anxiety.
Yeah, and this persistent feeling of being behind even before her feet hit the floor. And the very first thing she did, you guessed it, grabbed her phone.
Of course, the default.
I mean, who hasn't done that? It's like our brains are hardwired for that instant hit from scrolling, even when we know deep down it makes us feel worse.
Right.
So Senna would check messages, scroll social media, read emails, all before she even got out of bed.
Wow.
And every single time, it just overloaded her brain with other people's problems, other people's demands.
Setting herself up for reaction, not intention.
Totally. She ended up rushing, often skipping breakfast, and just leaving the house with this really restless mind. And this cycle, it just continued morning after morning until one day, after another particularly bad start, Senna just sat on her bed and she'd declare, actually said it out loud to herself, something has to change. I cannot keep living like this.
That moment.
That moment, that realization, that was Senna's pivotal turning point. It was the exact instant everything began to shift.
You know, that realization that something has to change, it's just so incredibly significant, isn't it?
It really is.
It's the critical first step before any true transformation can even begin. And it makes us consider, maybe for you listening right now, what is your something has to change moment? What's the trigger that makes you decide, okay, I need a different way, a different path for my mornings? Or maybe even for my life. Recognizing that point, that's where the true power of change lies. Often when the discomfort of staying the same finally outweighs the effort of making a shift.
That makes so much sense, that awareness piece. But I wonder, what do you think makes it so hard for people to reach that tipping point, even when they're clearly miserable?
Oh, that's a great question. Often I think it's just the sheer inertia of habit, even the bad ones.
Right, autopilot.
Exactly. We're on autopilot, conditioned by our devices, our daily demands. And sometimes it's the belief that change has to be massive and overwhelming.
Yeah, like I have to change everything.
Right, so we don't even start. Senna's breakthrough, I think, was realizing that a small change could actually be a profound one.
And Senna's plan was small, but like you said, incredibly powerful. That very night, before going to sleep, she actually wrote it down in a notebook, placed it right next to her bed, and it simply said, I will begin a new life tomorrow morning. I will give myself 1 hour of peace before the world enters my day.
Powerful intention.
So powerful. And the next morning, Senna, true to her word, didn't touch her phone. She just sat up slowly and took 3 deep breaths.
Just 3.
Just 3. It felt strange at first. She described it as almost alien. But after that third breath, she felt a little bit more calm settle over her. Then she got out of bed and opened her window. Fresh morning air filled her room. Sunlight touched her face. And she smiled softly and whispered, "Thank you for this new day."
And that right there, that was Senna's first intentional shift.
Yeah.
A moment of gratitude.
So simple.
It might sound simple, almost cliche sometimes, but scientific studies actually show that even a few moments of gratitude can genuinely shift your brain's chemistry. It can actually lower cortisol. That's your body's primary stress hormone.
Right.
And boost oxytocin, which promotes feelings of safety and calm. That's why Senna felt an immediate shift. She was essentially signaling to her nervous system to relax, not react.
I completely see why she found that so powerful, especially as a direct replacement for that usual frantic phone-checking habit.
Exactly. Trading anxiety for appreciation.
Okay, so after that gratitude moment, she sat on the floor and stretched her arms, her legs, her back. Just 5 minutes. Gentle stretching. It made her feel more awake, more present in her body.
Connecting mind and body.
Yeah. Then she went to the kitchen and drank a full glass of water.
And this became her second powerful habit. Hydration. Simple, but crucial.
Right.
It's not just about waking up your body. Water helps rehydrate your brain after hours of sleep. It kickstarts essential metabolic functions. You know, coffee might give you that immediate jolt, but water actually supports sustained cognitive clarity without the eventual crash.
That's a good point.
And if we look at the broader context here, these small conscious choices, like the breathing, the gratitude, the water, they help shift your autonomous nervous system. They move you from that fight or flight, that sympathetic state, towards a calmer, more rest and digest, parasympathetic state.
So it's physically preparing you for calm.
Precisely. Preparing your body and mind for the day ahead in a calm rather than a reactive way.
Okay, so it's remarkable how that simple act of drinking water then led Senna to her next step. After her water, she made a warm cup of herbal tea, nice touch, and went back to her room. She sat down again and opened that notebook. And there, she wrote 3 simple things.
Okay.
One thing she was thankful for, one thing she wanted to focus on today, and one positive sentence about herself. For example, she might write, "I am thankful for my cozy home. Today, I will focus on doing my best. I am strong and calm."
Very specific.
Yeah, these 3 small sentences helped her mind feel clear. This was her journaling practice.
Journaling is such a profound tool for mental clarity, isn't it? And Senna's approach is particularly insightful because, like you said, it wasn't some lengthy reflective essay.
No.
It was very brief, very structured, just 3 sentences. This really demonstrates that impactful habits don't need to be super time-consuming or complex to yield significant benefit.
Right, makes it less daunting.
Exactly. A key insight here, I think, is how writing helps you slow down your thoughts. It gives your feelings a safe place to rest, allowing you to process emotions rather than letting them just build up inside. It's really about the consistency and the intention, not necessarily the duration.
That's a fantastic point about brevity, because I wonder, are there common mistakes people make when they start journaling? Maybe thinking they need to write a novel every morning or something?
Oh, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
probably the biggest mistake, aiming for perfection or feeling like you have to write something profound every single day.
Yeah, the pressure.
Exactly. It creates pressure, which defeats the purpose. Senna's method works so well because it's specific, it's low friction, it's achievable. It really lowers the barrier to entry, making it much easier to stick with long term.
Okay, makes sense. Then came what Senna described as one of the most powerful habits for her. She took 10 minutes to simply sit in silence.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. She closed her eyes and just listened to her breath. In and out, in and out. When a thought came, and they always do, she didn't fight it. She just acknowledged it, let it go, and came back to her breath.
The core of mindfulness.
This was her meditation practice. She said at first it was hard. Her mind kept wandering, just like most of ours would, right?
Completely normal.
But slowly, gradually, she learned to just sit quietly without fear, without judgment. Meditation became her favorite part of the morning. It gave her peace, strength, and this profound sense of control. This was her practice of mindfulness, that power to stay in the present moment.
You know, the emphasis there on not fighting thoughts, but simply letting them go. That is absolutely critical. So many people avoid meditation because they think, oh, I can't clear my mind. But Senna's experience perfectly illustrates that it's about observation, not eradication.
Learning to be the observer.
Exactly. And looking at the wider implication of this, cultivating that power to stay in the present moment is such a profound skill. It extends far beyond just a morning ritual. It's really a foundation for reducing reactivity throughout your day, improving your focus, increasing overall resilience.
It sounds like it changes how you interact with everything.
It really can. It often reminds me of how frequently we seek these complex external solutions when sometimes the simplest, most powerful ones are right there within our grasp, like our own breath.
So true. Okay, and Senna had one more habit in her peaceful hour. After her meditation, she put on some soft, calm music and just cleaned her room for 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes?
Just 5 minutes. Tidying up a bit. It sounded like such a small thing, maybe insignificant. But even that brief act helped her feel more organized. Her outside space became cleaner, and it created this kind of virtuous cycle, helping her inside space feel better too.
that connection between external order and internal calm.
Yeah, she called this her 5th habit. Order brings peace. When your room is calm, your mind feels calmer.
Makes perfect sense, creating an environment that supports the state you want to cultivate.
Exactly. So now every morning, Senna consistently follows these 5 intentional practices. That moment of gratitude, deep hydration, focused journaling, mindful meditation, and just a little bit of tidying. She starts her day with no phone, no noise, no rush, just that hour of peace. And because of that, her anxiety has genuinely gone down. Her stress feels lighter. She feels more in control of her life. Now, of course, she emphasizes she's not perfect. Some days are still hard. We all have those.
Of course, life happens.
But now she knows how to come back to herself. She truly understands the incredible power of a peaceful morning and how these consistent habits didn't just change her mornings, they really, truly changed her entire life.
Senna's journey just beautifully illustrates that you don't have to adopt all 5 habits overnight. That would be overwhelming for most people.
Totally.
A key insight here really is the power of starting small. Perhaps tomorrow, you simply commit to, say, drinking that glass of water before checking your phone.
Just one thing.
Just one thing. Or taking just one deep breath and maybe smiling at the sun like Senna did. When we consider the broader context, even these tiny intentional shifts, they accumulate. They build into significant well-being over time. It's much more about building momentum, creating consistency, rather than striving for some kind of overnight perfection.
That's such an important distinction, isn't it? Momentum over perfection. And the core message from Senna's story, the wisdom we've really pulled from her journey today is this. You deserve peace. You deserve a calm morning. You deserve to live your life with less anxiety and more joy.
Absolutely.
And just like Senna did, maybe you can make that promise to yourself, even just for tomorrow. I will begin a new life tomorrow morning, even if it's just one small part of that new life.
And this makes us consider, stepping back a bit. If dedicating even just 1 hour, or maybe even less, maybe 15 minutes of peace to yourself before the world enters your day can have such a profound impact. What other areas of your life might benefit from similar small, intentional acts of self-care and boundary setting?
That's interesting.
Think about how these seemingly small morning rituals could potentially ripple out. How they might improve your focus during the day, maybe your relationships, your overall resilience when things get tough.
Extending that bubble of peace outwards.
Exactly. It raises that question of where else small, intentional boundaries could make a big difference.
So thinking about that ripple effect and thinking about starting small, what one small change might you make tomorrow?